Kirov reporting.
Hello and welcome. My name is anthonyalbit. This is Wonderland Stories, and today we're gonna talk about who is giving illegal Botox injections in Coquitlam, why is the Earth keeps dying, how Elon Musk affects Canadian inflation, the way to get rich together with Elon Musk, and of course about wireless operators, monopolies, and government. Canada's national wireless provider Rogers Communication and its subsidiary company FIDO went down for a couple of days, nationwide. I was preparing my previous video for publication when the news hit me like a truck. Thank you very much, guys. For me, it is better than a Christmas gift. I still remember at the time when we didn't have a landline, not to mention some kind of a cell phone or internet. But everything was quite different back then. And today, we have what we have. Cell phones, the internet, social media networks, text messages, messengers, you name it. For modern society, it is a basis. We depend on all this stuff. That is why the thing that happened in Canada with Rogers and FIDO can be named a catastrophe. The thing that in business agreements usually goes under the strange paragraph called force majeure. They are telling us everything is okay, relax, we are doing our best. Please do not forget to pay the bill. Not a big deal. But it is a big deal. What if someone missed an appointment with a doctor? What if someone could not do business because of the outage and lost money? What if someone never received a 911 callback? What if someone died because of it? Trust me, it is a big deal. And because it is a big deal, allow me to drop a stone into the yard of our wonderland. We are paying tremendous amounts of money for phone and internet services. Prices in Canada for phone services are up to 10 times higher, while data cost could hit a 100% increase compared to Europe. $15 for 1 gigabyte here against 10 cents over there. This is what I call a good business. In case you have no idea why this is happening, I'm going to tell you. Because of monopoly. In Canada, it went even worse. We have a cartel agreement on our hands, which is, by the way, can be considered as a felony, in case you can prove it. I'm not going to blame corporations. At the end of the day, their goal is to generate as much profit as possible by any means necessary. On the other hand, we have a castrated government filled with very bright people who somehow forgot that monopolies and cartels are their responsibility. It is a government job to regulate and fight against monopolies. It is their job to protect people against all the storms around. It is their job to take care of cases when a single person can't do anything. But they forgot about the reasons why are they there. All they care about today is populism and the results of the next elections. And you know what is the most frustrating thing here? It's not the sky-high service prices we are obliged to pay. The worst thing in a monopoly market is that you go down with it if the monopoly goes down. There are no backups, no replacement, no players on the market, nothing. Now tell me, why a matter of national security is placed in the hands of people involved in cartel agreement? Who in our government is responsible for this extraordinary situation? Who is funding it? My questions are rhetorical, of course. Nobody will do anything about what happened in Canada. The wave of unhappiness will shrink and we will continue financing our precious monopolies with smiles on our faces. Until the next time. Alright, let's forget about wireless networks for a while and move on to the news. What happened in Canada and around during the last week? Stay tuned, we're moving on. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed into law an anti-riot bill to suppress and criminalize popular protests against police violence. According to the Republican governor, the new law can be considered the strongest anti-rioting pro-law enforcement measure in the United States. The difference between peaceful anti-police violence protests and looting involving property damage is really huge. Honestly, some kind of a line has to be drawn at some point here.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
Even though not everyone would agree with me, I have to repeat it after the Republican Senator Danny Burgess. Rights have limits, and violence is where the line is drawn. Rocket launches could be affecting our ozone layer, say experts. And here we are again. The good old song about how we can destroy our planet is started all over again. Today we blame rocket science and toxic fuels, which causing ozone depletion. Gas emissions from other human activities, also focused on destroying the world we are living, are on vacation. So Greta Thunberg can peacefully sleep in her all-organic, non-plastic bedroom.
How dare you!
What matters most is that this ozone layer destruction is the second stupid thing I heard recently. The first place is kept by Bill Gates and his project involving spraying the atmosphere with calcium carbonate dust to keep the sun away.
We don't know who struck first, us or them, but we know that it was us that scorched the sky.
Gorgeous indeed. Despite pandemic restrictions, cases of sexually transmitted infections are soaring. I beg your pardon, what else can you expect from people being locked at home for a year? And I'm gonna tell you, a big increase in sexually transmitted infections, which is reported by Dr. Regine Thomas of the El Actuel Medical Clinic. I have a couple of questions to ask about how this is happening in families, but I won't do it, since questions are so rhetorical. Use a condom every day, keep it covered all the way. Remember this, comrade. Brett Kavanaugh rules children deserve life in prison with no chance of parole. The ruling resulted in the court upholding a life without parole sentence imposed on Brett Jones, a 15-year-old thug who stabbed his grandfather to death. Twitter blew up with so popular these days hysteria about poor children locked in prisons forever for small mistakes they've made. Such an idiotic reaction. One thing is to make a mistake, another is to kill your own grandpa with a knife. This is, my friends, not a mistake at all.
I'm not crazy! Don't call me crazy! I'm just not user-friendly!
Please, keep these guys away from us for as long as it is possible. More Vancouver Safeway workers test positive for COVID-19. With the vaccination rates breaking the ceilings in Canada, nothing should be surprising. 2 more stores with sick people. Give them a 2-week leave of some kind. Once again, there is no use in any measures if those measures are half-hearted, slow-reacting, and mostly populistic by nature. Wish you a quick recovery, guys. From diapers and mattresses to a can of Coke, why price tags are climbing. What a joy! You know that according to the Bank of Canada, we are aiming for 2% inflation this year. Some anticipated 3% inflation in the spring because of rising commodity and energy prices. Boneless, skinless chicken breast. 2 kilos sold in superstore for $22 5 years back, now sold for $35, and it keeps rising. A 2% increase here means that it should go up by 44 cents during the first year, then by 45, 46, 47, and 48 cents in the fifth year, resulting in a price of $24.30 or $2.30 increase. In the modern world, $35 compared with 22 is called a 2% inflation rate. Fantastic! That's the mathematics I choose to believe. British Columbians are finally going to get a better idea of what exactly the province's new travel restriction will mean. The stuff our local Premier John Hogan spread around like a disease, saying that police would do random road checks to ensure people were staying in their health authority, ought to be another bull squirt.
Nazi fags.
It was clarified by another talking head that the provincial government just examining the use of periodic roadblocks only. Meanwhile, in between the people, the situation with COVID-19 still stands the same. Nothing in particular was done so far. But with all the bright heads sitting over there, thinking their perverted thoughts about how else they can help us, with all that in mind, I'd say expect the unexpected. Be aware and stay safe. Ontario has seen its second cause of a rare blood clotting condition after a man in his 60s got the AstraZeneca vaccine in Hamilton. The vaccine induced immune thrombotic thrombocytopenia, or VITT. This is how the condition is called officially. According to the Health Canada, we have 4 more cases of VITT in the country. It's not the first time I hear this term together in one sentence with the AstraZeneca vaccine. So, might be there is something wrong with it after all. But no, all vaccines approved in Ontario are deemed safe and effective. How else could that be with such great numbers they are telling us about? 1 out every 100,000 to 250,000 people will get sick and have a 40% chance of dying after getting a shot. Guys, a 150,000 difference. Are you kidding me here? That's the whole city-sized scatter. Wow! Haley Wickenheiser again sounds alarm, saying wrong people making a decision on Olympic Games. Among the athletes preparing for the Olympic for their whole life, tell me who will say no to the Olympics? If they can, they will go there anyway. Even though Wickenheiser sound to be right, the doctors, not the International Olympic Committee, should decide if games go forward this summer in Tokyo or not. The problem is that doctors today are divided into 2 opposing camps, with all the aspects of threatening the pandemic on our hands, including the sports. Opposition there is so strong that it is safe to say both parties could be insanely wrong and won't agree anytime soon. So let the IOC do the job for them this time. Vitamin recall at Walmart, Costco, and other stores triggers Health Canada warning. Gummy vitamins with small pieces of a stainless steel filter screen. Oh ho ho! That must be delicious. The The good thing is that none of the people complained about metal fragments were injured so far. Glauber Contesota says he became a Dogecoin millionaire in April after investing in February. Another wonderful story about Elon Musk and his sect. Listen carefully here, really carefully. Really, it is good. I grew up really poor, so this is a huge deal for me, says poor Mr. Contesota, who, by the way, works at music company in Los Angeles. Poor fella invested the whole 180,000 United States dollars to purchase some Dogecoins. But that's not all. Our disadvantaged hero not only used all his savings, but he also sold all the stock he owned, including shares of Tesla and Uber. Don't you think it is great, honey? Come on, dear. Let's sell all these stocks of ours we've managed to acquire by saving on foods and shopping in thrifty store. Let's be rich. Together with Elon Musk. The petition asks British Columbia Supreme Court to issue a permanent injunction against Svetlana Rotter from Coquitlam, accused of performing illegal cosmetic injections. A creepy story from Coquitlam, British Columbia. Some woman was performing illegal cosmetic procedures like Botox and filler injections. In addition to that, Svetlana Rotter was calling herself a doctor and threatened people for revealing her doings on Facebook with a lawyer and police. I enjoy every bit of a story here. Starting with a person practicing illegal medicine in broad daylight, posting all her doings on Instagram, following the legal authorities who can't do shit about it, finishing with clients who know exactly why, where, and who they are going to get injections of a different kind in their faces. This story is so good that I can't believe that it is really happening here right now in Coquitlam, in Canada. A scientific paper claiming smokers less likely to contract COVID-19 retracted over tobacco industry links. Needless to say that I was expecting something like this. Actually, I was expecting exactly this. Doctors taking money from tobacco companies. Wonderful, caring people who are responsible for us these days. Now imagine how many doctor-related fakes are there in reality. 10%? 50%? All of them.
Smoke? No thanks. You really should try to quit, Mr. Munson. They say it's bad for your heart, your lungs, quickens the aging process.
Is that right? Who's done more research on the subject than the good people at the American tobacco industry? They say it's harmless. Why would they lie? If you're dead, you can't smoke.
Not sure about you here, but for me, this perfectly explains the situation in general. Stay safe, guys. Well, it looks like this is all the news for today's episode. I hope it was fun and you will award me with all the likes you have to offer. Support is very important for the guys like me, so I remind you, please subscribe, leave comments and ring the bell. Thank you for being with me today. See you next time.